Hi folks, I'm Tim Houston. I'm the author of the top 3 Amazon.com business bestseller, The World's Worst Networker. And this is my video review of a book that I could hardly wait to get. And once I got it, I could barely put it down. The book is called Business Networking and Sex. Not What You Think by Ivan Misner, Frank DeRaffaele, and Hazel Walker. And this is a book that if you like Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, you're going to love this book. If you're new to business networking or you've been an experienced networker, you need to have this book. You need to read this and understand the facts that are presented in this book. This book looks at the way men and women network differently, as well as their perceptions of each other and themselves when networking. It's based upon a study of over 12,000 participants over a 5-year period of time on every populated continent in the world, asking the questions about their opinions and experiences and perceived differences about the opposite sex when it relates to business networking. And the way the book is laid out, I think, is absolutely brilliant. The hard data, the facts are presented by Dr. Ivan Misner. What did the surveys reveal? So he takes an unbiased opinion and just presents the cold, hard facts. And then a dialogue ensues between Frank and Hazel, giving the information and the rationalization behind the data from both a female and a male perspective. It's an ongoing dialogue and debate that's very easy to follow and understand, complete with interruptions. Some stereotypical and cliche examples are given, but all in all, there's a lot of great information that you will take away from reading this book. 3 things I want to just quickly share with you that I took away from this book. You know, I wrote a book called The World's Worst Networker, where I chronicled the absolute worst of the worst and the lessons that each and every single one of us learned. And there are some great correlations to this particular book. One of my favorite things that I got from this book is what's called the 98-2 rule. We've heard of the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, that 80% of your success comes from 20% of your efforts, or 80% of your income comes from 20% of your clients. The 98-2 rule basically says that the 2% of any demographic, the 2% of any demographic population creates the reputation for the other 98% of the people in that population. So therefore, men and women's perceptions causes the differences in the way each will network based upon something that 2% of the population actually did. The second thing is, in the way men and women network, it's very different. Men are more transactional oriented. They want to go from introduction to sale in the shortest number of steps as possible, whereas women will take their time to build a relationship. They'll be introduced, build a relationship, and then close the sale. That's important to learn in your sales, in your marketing, in your networking, in your relationships outside of business with other people, with someone of the opposite sex. You need to know how they think. Last but not least, the authors all conclude, and I agree with this, that systems equal success. That if you have a system in place, it's going to help you to be more successful. However, the way men and women design those systems and execute them can be very different. So again, there's a male and female perspective, as well as what I call the blended perspective, how they both can work together in harmony and achieve more results from their business networking. So in summary, I give this book 5 stars. I think it's groundbreaking. I think it's an instant classic. It's going on the top of my business library bookshelf. What I would like to see, though, maybe from some additional data found on business networking and sex, is that I kind of wonder, do people of different generations network differently based upon gender, as well as what are the generational differences? You know, there are 4 generations in the workplace, soon to be 5. So do people who are a part of Generation X, do they see each other as being different or networking similarly when compared to, let's say, a Generation Y or a baby boomer or a traditionalist? The other thing is, what's the impact of culture and the cultural experience on the way men and women network with each other? There are a lot of comments and quotes from survey participants, and there seems to be some indication that ethnicity and the cultural experience definitely plays a role in the way men and women think about their networking efforts and how they perceive each other, but it's not so explicit. So maybe that's an idea for a summary, for a sequel or another book. So Ivan, Hazel, and Frank, that may be your next book or an expansion of this one. So again, I highly recommend you go out and get this book. 5 stars for this book. While you're at it, go pick up a copy of my book, The World's Worst Networker. Get them together. They kind of complement each other. And until next time, my name is Tim Houston. Maybe I'll see you at one of my upcoming live events in this coming year. But until then, go out there, make it a productive, profitable, and prosperous day.